Welcome back everyone, it's a pleasure having you with me again. In this video, I'm gonna let you know about some useful listening strategies that you'll need to pass your English exam. You'll see how these strategies really work in practice. If you want to find out what this video is about, please keep watching till the end. For this new academic year, I've chosen this mock exam for you. Our main focus will be the listening task. As you can see, this part is awarded 15 marks, and it's easy to get a full mark if you follow the listening strategies that I'm going to explain now. Let's get started with the first one. In any listening task, you first need to identify the context of the conversation. This is about when and where the conversation is taking place, in addition to the main topic and the speakers. The second listening strategy has to do with true-false task. This one recommends reading the statements carefully before listening to the recording and paying attention to keywords in order to predict what you're going to hear. Before deciding whether a statement is true or false, you should first know who's speaking in the recording. One of the most common exam tasks is multiple choice questions. Here I advise you not to choose an answer based on one word or even two words, as the incorrect options also have some connection to the recording. With the same type of tasks, you should bear in mind that some ideas will be expressed differently in the task. For example, a simple verb such as hate might be expressed with the phrase can't stand. Antonyms are also as important to recognize while listening, with special attention to the way they are expressed in the recording. On your paper you might read, they won the match, but in the recording it's they didn't lose the match. As you can see, both sentences have one and the same meaning. Now let's try to put this into practice with the following task. Listening 1. You're going to hear a conversation between Tom and a camp manager. Listen and shade in the bubble. As you notice, this is a multiple choice task and the instruction provides us with enough background information about the task, which is a conversation between two people. The first sentence in the task also tells us about the topic of the conversation, which is looking for a job. In this example, we can somehow predict the answer, as job ads normally appear on the internet or newspapers. But we need to make sure if this is true or not from the recording. In the second statement, the missing information is clearly a number, so you have to know how numbers are pronounced, and it will be easy to recognize them while listening. Again, in statement number 3, you need to identify numbers and percentages while listening. And the focus, as you can see, is on the largest number or percentage, matching the expression most of the students. In statement number 4, it's also necessary to think of 3 similar phrases with the same meaning and be ready to hear different expressions in the recording. For example, you might hear organizing events instead of arranging activities, or words such as safety or security rather than accompanying, and cooking food instead of preparing meals. In the same way, statement number 5 requires missing details about personal skills or qualities. That's why it's good to bear in mind similar phrases to be sports experts, know the place very well, and speak different languages. Check the phrases. The same strategy we follow in statement number 6 as well. And finally, in statement number 7, you need to focus on numbers related to working hours. Now let's do the task and check if these strategies are really useful.
Now listen for the first time and complete the task.
Hello, can I speak to Mrs. Lisa Hamilton, the manager of the International Summer Camp, please?
Yes, speaking. How can I help you?
Oh, hello, Mrs. Hamilton. My name's Tom Calvin. I'm a university student. On your camp's website, there's an advertisement for a security guard. I'd like to have more information about it.
Sure. What would you like to know?
Well, it's a summer job, isn't it?
That's right. We need security guards for 7 weeks.
So you're going to employ more than one security guard?
Yes, that's right. Last year, we had 4 guards looking after 200 students. This year, we're expecting about 100 students extra. So yes, we need to recruit 2 more guards.
And the guard's responsibility is to look after students, isn't it?
Yes. Our summer camp is becoming more popular each year. We receive students from different countries.
Oh, I see. Which countries?
Well, 25% of our students come from Asia, mostly from China, Korea, and Japan. About 5% come from Africa, mainly from Kenya. The remaining 70% come from Europe.
Oh, but I don't speak any language other than English.
Don't worry about that. They all have to speak in English. Sometimes you'll need to speak more slowly and clearly so they understand you.
Can you give me some more details about the job, please?
Mainly, the job is to ensure students' safety. For example, making sure the accommodation is secure and that they follow safety rules when on trips.
Are we responsible for arranging activities for students?
No. The camp administrators organise all the activities, such as sports, film nights, quizzes, and supervise the preparation of meals.
Oh, it sounds very interesting.
Yes, but it's important for applicants to be familiar with the local area.
Oh, that's me then. I moved here 2 years ago, and my home is nearby. I know every part of this area.
That's great. But the job can be stressful because the working hours are long.
So what are the working hours?
Well, the guards take turns to do daytime and evening duties. You'll either work from 10 in the morning until 4 p.m. or from 4 p.m. until 10 at night. At weekends, you'll work about 9 hours a day. You'll get free accommodation, but you'll have to pay for your meals and transport.
Well, that's okay. I need to earn money to pay my university fees, so I don't mind working long hours. But I prefer evening shifts since my classes are from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m.
No problem. That can be easily arranged.
Well, thanks for the information. I'm really interested in this job. I've already sent my application and hopefully I'll get it.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mrs. Hamilton.
That's the end of listening 1. Now let's move on to show you how to answer listening 2, and in particular WH questions. As for the topic you're going to hear, it's a talk about a trip to Sweden. So now it's quite easy to get started with this in mind. As you can see, all the questions begin with WH words, and this tells you to look for specific information while listening. As for question 8, you have to listen and wait for a reason related to why the company sent him for a course instead of his friend. In question 9, it is clearly about the name of an occasion or event, such as a festival or something like that. The answer for question number 10 must be a specific name that refers to a type of food. The last one, question 11, it is a description of what the weather is like in the northern part of Sweden. Now let's listen.
Now listen to part 1 and complete the task.
One of the most amazing trips I've ever had was to Sweden last summer. My company asked me to attend a 2-week training course instead of a colleague who had fallen ill. It was a big surprise for my wife and 2 daughters when I asked them to join me. I decided to travel 3 days earlier before the course in order to spend quality time with my family. On Friday, June the 6th, we arrived in Sweden. Luckily, on that day, the Swedes were celebrating their National Day. At the hotel, we were served local cake, while their national anthem was played on an instrument called a key fiddle. I have to admit, it was the most delicious cake we've ever tasted. I thought the weather would be cold, so I'd asked my wife and daughters to bring heavy clothes. However, we discovered that the weather differs from one city to another. The southern part of Sweden has quite a cold winter, with a warm and sunny summer, whereas the northern part of the country is cold all year round.